Just wanted to jump in before I start my first client. We had an amazing connection today with some powerful women. And the level of clarity in what these women shared was pretty amazing in our support group. And one of the things that came out is the shadow side of sexuality and the shadow side of sacred sexuality, the shadow side of having fantasies that make you ashamed of yourself. Because on one end, it's a turn on the other, you know it's wrong. And you know it's wrong because it's something that you really don't want to entertain anymore. And this is more like a recording for my YouTube channel. So if you get this like midway, go on my YouTube channel because it'll be posted. But the talk that should have been 1 hour ended up being damn near 3 hours. Because we were talking about self-pleasuring and sex magic. And we went deep in the weeds and we realized as we started excavating all of the stories we had heard of sexual deviancy, of sexual trauma, sexual violence, sexual shaming, we realized that, some of the great supposed yogis who come in and you ask them questions about love, sex, monogamy, polyamory, are not answering these very, very, very difficult questions. And these deviant sexual shadows, deviant, okay, domination, subjugation, are psychological mindfucks. And again, I always tell my clients, there's no shame here because I go down in the weeds with them, meaning I explain to them the light and the magic of sex magic and how sex magic has always also been used for occultish, dark, black magic. It's that powerful. So whether your intention is good or your intention is dark, the root chakra is powerful. What erupts out of your body through the big O, the Big Bang is what I call it, co-creation with the universe, is powerful. And it is so powerful that the powers that be, the 1%, have learned how to mindfuck us. And as we went deeper and deeper into the support group talking about this, we went into the weeds. We realized that because all the good men are actually they're annihilating themselves. They're self-deleting. You know why? Because other men are saying, you're a pussy, have courage, you're a coward. Oh my God, you'll get over it. So really, really good men who are actually excavating what happened to them to make them addicts, what happened with Uncle Billy when that young man was when he was 3 years old, or the nun or the priest or preacher. When men go through that and they start having flashbacks, many of the men in this society are not holding sacred space. I spoke again about Eyes In, who's on Instagram, his name is Isa, and he's a masculine fucking powerhouse. Because of all the men right now on these platforms, many of them are doing metaphysical sacred work. They're not going into sexuality at all. All they're talking about is energy, the energy dynamics, quantum physics, how to manifest. That's what that's their wheelhouse. And they're needed. Don't get me wrong. They're very much needed. They're breaking down movies and telling you how reality works in 3D as opposed to other altered dimension, and how time works and give us the impression of reality, what's here, what's not. But let me move on. But what's interesting, and I've been doing this for a while now, okay? So now I'm starting to really get it. Women are the ones going into the deep, deep bowels of sexuality. Women are doing the sacred work of sexual healing and deviant and basically hacking out of deviant sexual behaviors. And these conversations, we are very fucking good at it. Once we're not shamed by our sisters, because one sister stood up and said something that I don't think every circle would have been ready to hear. And we held sacred space to hear her out. And then when she was done, we went into it, meaning we were like so grateful for her courage that we went deep. And that's when we came out the other side of the caves of ignorance and shame and trauma with the realization that it will be women, high priestesses, not high priests, because you guys are failing your own brothers, man. We're not failing our sisters when it comes to self-harm, addiction, and self-deletion. Not to the level you men are. You men are fucking failing your brothers, left and right. My son's telling me comments on men literally crying and saying, what's the point? And you motherfuckers are telling these vulnerable brothers that they are cowards, that they are losers, and you're saying shit that is so evil that you're actually pushing men to actually with the final answer, which I find disgusting. And so it will be us. It will be us women who hold sacred space for our sons. Our sons. For women, I don't want to be his mommy. Our sons. We talked about that one too. Guess what? When you're in a good relationship with a man, even if it's toxic actually. My beloved was not just my lover, he was my father. What does that mean? Well, he wasn't big. He nurtured me like a daddy. And I nurtured him like a mommy. And then we would break away from those roles, morph into divine sacred love, and have wild, sexual, sacred intimacy. And I realized that a lot of women are married to boys. And so you'll always be mommy because you're married to a boy. But when you're married to a man who is dealing with or trying to deal with his trauma of his own sexual abuse as a child, but he's still a man. Somehow he fucking was able to scale out of that shithole and still retain his masculinity. Do you understand? He knows how to nurture. He wants to nurture. He wants to serve, even though he's self-destructive. And some men are not self-destructive. They've done so much work that, and they're still on their healing journey, but they know how to be big daddy when you need them to be. It's like sometimes you need a father figure. You need a massive protective force to contain you, to hold you, to honor you, to protect you, to adore you, to draw the bath, to give you a massage, to cuddle you on their lap so you can wind your arms around their neck and they will hush your tears away, kiss them away, and rock you, and not sexualize that moment, but hold that space for you. You're not supposed to be anybody's mommy, and you're not supposed to be anybody's daddy. That's not an exclusive role. It's a role that moves with the mood of the moment that the other person needs. And then it explodes back into sacred sexuality, intimacy, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's normal. I think that's healthy. And what's happening, though, is that men who are on this sacred journey of healing have more female friends, and more of them are walking away from male friends because you motherfuckers, you fucking guys are failing your brothers. That's why they're taking their lives. And our group, women in our realm across the planet, we're not fucking annihilating ourselves to the level that you guys are. You're failing each other. If you see a man cry, if you see a man asking what's the point, you don't tell him to fucking buckle up, baby, and put on his big man pants or whatever you want to call it. You don't fucking do that to a man who's fucking falling apart in front of you on camera looking for help. You don't shame him using social media, but that's what you motherfuckers are doing. So it'll be us. We're going to be the ones that teach men how to be men. Isn't that funny? Is that interesting? Because most of the men who claim to have a voice, who they're not going into the sexual rights, not enough for them. And those who do have to hide in the shadows of Telegram. And I'm not quite convinced they're doing it from a place of, I'm not convinced they're not doing it from a place of hedonism, honestly. I'm going to be straight up. Straight up. Not yet. I haven't met, the only man that I literally tell people to follow is eyes_in on Instagram. That's it. Only guy. All the other guys that I follow, they're all doing scientific, spiritual, content, but they're not going into sacred sex and what happened? Abuse. They're not. Or being bisexual, or having homoerotic fantasies, and on and on. I could go on and on and on, but there's just so much I can say on this little app. But these support groups that me and Andromeda Flame are running are blowing my fucking mind, because I've said this before, I thought you guys in your 20s would have better sex than I could have ever imagined in my fucking incarnation. You're having fucking pedestrian sex. You're actually fucking hooking up and there's no intimacy. You're just fucking like dogs. And it's weird. And not all of you are doing it. Some of you are actually so terrified of intimacy that you're celibate. At 25, you're celibate? What the fuck's going on here? Why is it so hard to have really wonderful relationships with a beloved who is your beloved for a year or two? Sometimes there's an expiration date to the soul contract, my friend. It happens. But you guys should be having a fucking blast. And I don't mean hookup. I mean beautiful, sacred relationships. And eventually meeting the one where you you have such a great time with each other that you decide to have babies if you want, or not. You decide to just be devoted to each other. Devoted to having your adventures together. This is not happening to the level that I'd like to see. And if you guys are doing it, if you're living this incredible life, it would be nice if you somehow, if you guys are doing it, if you're living this incredible life, it would be nice if you somehow, I don't know, open the door a crack to your beautiful relationship and share it with the world, not to brag, but to show people what's possible. Because right now, people are like saying, what's the point? Can you blame them? Where's the nectar? Where's the fucking nectar? When I'm supposed to work, pay my bills, sleep in bed with my cats or my dog, and look at these stupid fucking dating apps, which every creep on the planet is on there for a hookup anyway. Some of them wearing sunglasses and a baseball cap. Oh yeah, so you have a baseball cap and sunglasses, but you're not married. There's no way you're committed. That's just how you roll. You just always have sunglasses and a baseball cap, and I'm supposed to believe that, you're honest. So what's happening here is that for us to heal individually and collectively, because it is, like I said, the 100 monkey theory, where when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 human beings do something, a massive change of light or dark, it starts pollinating the planet with a new consciousness, a new concept, a new idea on how to live, how to behave, how to be, what to believe. And that's what's so far what we're seeing is the wrong side of the fucking road. And the road that many young people are walking, the hookup culture, sex is like taking a shit, basically. That's where it's become. And so also with the book, and I knew this was going to be damaging to all of you before many of you were born, and some of you were just fucking 10 years old when the book series came out. When I saw 50 Shades of Grey came out, I knew that there would be a generation of fucked root chakras. I just knew it. And that's why I mentioned Marquis de Sade a lot. I'm like, if you're going to fucking read this shit, go big or go home. Go big or go home, man. Learn from the master. But it's still, I think, interesting that once again, a circle of 7 women went deep into the cave of shame and regret and confusion over how they were supposed to act. How am I supposed to be in my sexuality? How am I supposed to pleasure myself? How do I master myself? How do I actually fantasize things I really want to fantasize, as opposed to always defaulting to shit that makes me ashamed? And that was a hell of a good conversation. And that conversation, just that alone, that piece in the 3-hour support group, that lasted an hour. It's extraordinary. That's how bad women want to heal. That's how bad we want to heal. And I've yet to see a man talk about their sexuality, like a man saying, hey, I had a group with guys and we talked about our sexuality. I've yet to see this kind of raw honesty and so forth. And I'm trying to find an app where I could talk bluntly, medically, with details as to some of the clients I've had who are men and their beginnings, their first sexual experience and what it did to them. And I can't, because I will literally be fucking shut down. And yet, guess what? It's the fucking most important fucking conversation to have, because once we normalize these kinds of raw flashback memories of trauma, of confusion, it no longer holds a power of shame. It no longer drags the root chakra into the weird, deviant caves of, I don't know, creating something new. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean, because I'm trying to say it without saying it all. But I have inferred these conversations with you again and again. Like my friend who he was gay. He had his husband. His husband knew he was gay when he was 3. My friend did not. He was not gay when he began this incarnation. He had gone from one foster family to another, and he said, had that not happened to me, I would have been straight. Take from that what you will. But I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's not being gay because you're born gay. That's being gay because your synapses in your brain were fucking hijacked, kidnapped, and fucking twisted to someone's deviant desires. That's not the same, is it? And he couldn't go back. And he told me, I can never go back. I'm wired for this. I'm not wired for that. But I remember, I like girls. I like girls a lot. Nothing wrong with being gay. Oh my God, I hope to fucking doesn't. Oh my God, she's against gay men. No, no. I'm probably one of the biggest advocate of gay rights, lesbian rights, biggest. I used to run a poetry group called Sappho's Academy. If you know, you know. But anyway, moving on, since I have to do these little stops, because I know how the internet works, and I know how people fucking take shit out of context constantly. I want to know exactly what is the process to wake up Kundalini or to manifest my will before release. Well, I can't talk about it here. To be honest, I cannot, because I will be shut down. That's why I was talking to Andromeda Flame right after our 3-hour fucking support group, because it's supposed to be an hour. Here we are fucking 3 hours later, which I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. It's just 3 hours later. And I say to her, I think we need to start men's group. She goes, I think you're right. Because I really believe, I'm not being arrogant. The fact is, with our metaphysical, spiritual beliefs on our incarnated selves, I actually feel like we need to teach men. Like you're asking about Kundalini, fine. Teach men the nitty-gritty, step-by-step of how to harness and own your root chakra, not some other forces through porn, through trauma, through addiction, all of that. You need to own yourself. That's probably one of the things that my beloved had. He had harnessed the root chakra to some level, but the psychology of his abuses was still rampant. It was a strange mix. I mean, human beings are complex as fuck. Actually, it's a win-win, and and yet at the same time, it can be very confusing to the person living those experiences. But what I will say is, everyone, the hot topic is Kundalini. If you open your Kundalini too fast, you can lose your fucking mind. Okay? And so one of the ways that would be a somatic process, because Kundalini is a somatic shaking up, and then the root chakra, the Kundalini at the base of the spine, awakening. Multiple times you've had these nudges, these triggers that were awakening your Kundalini. But if you're not dealing with what happened to you, to open the Kundalini is kind of dumb. So the first thing you want to do is be willing to go into the shadows and finally admit to whatever happened to you, whatever that is, and how you see sex, and why you sexualize. If you're a man, why do you sexualize women in all aspects? Why do you? And I'm sorry, 90% of men do. I don't want to hear it. Oh no, not me. No. Yes, you. Yes, you. Okay. If I see a 14-year-old boy that's good looking, I don't sexualize him. Men sexualize 14-year-old girls. Ask yourself why. Oh, it's because we've been told that 14-year-old girls are like really fertile, and that's why it's a biological, Darwinistic evolution of human. No, it's not. It's actually not. You've got people with PhDs who have an agenda, and they're on the payroll of nefarious systems that want everything fucking upside down. That's why the Old Testament is shit. It's shit. It promotes that shit. Oh, she was 9, but in the ancient world, 9 was like 12. Okay, and that's a selling point, 12? We're going to be the ones teaching men how to fucking be men. Yeah, I'm fucking in shock too. I'm in shock, and there will be great men, fantastic men that will assist. But there's not enough of men on that level of consciousness, but there are more women. For every great man, there's 100 fucking great women. Do you see the problem? That's what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with that problem. And by the way, my number is generous. It's less than that. I'd say more like for every great man, there's 1,000 great women. I'll put it that way. And I'm sorry, men, if that triggers you, that's too fucking bad. Does that make sense? So if you want to learn Kundalini, I would say do Kundalini yoga, do shadow work. And I mean shadow work. Not, oh my God, when I was a kid, I was humiliated because my dog, my dad shot my dog. Like, okay, that's shadow work, sure, okay. But you know what I mean. Shadow work is deviant desires, deviant fantasies, shame, first sexual experience, not by your choice, maybe, or maybe it was. And all of that's shadow work. And there's more. I mean, obviously there's more, but it starts there. You want to open up your Kundalini, but you want to open up the closet of your skeletons. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? Are we okay? Do we understand how to fucking triage? Because this is an ER, SOS. Don't open your Kundalini until you've gotten all your shit out of your closet. Because if you open your Kundalini and your closet is stacked with fucking skeletons of shame, regret, trauma, unresolved shit, yeah, not good. No bueno. So don't be quick to open anything until you've at least handled your business. Does that make sense? You gotta take this shit seriously, if that makes sense. Okay? Any other questions? You're new. I don't even, so Rich, welcome. Any other questions, any other comments? And I appreciate you interacting, and thank you for being here. But that's really interesting that is triggering people, okay? That people left the live when I said that because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. No, I do. Because Kundalini doesn't heal you. Kundalini is an activation of power. Do you understand? So if you're weak and suddenly you're set, it's almost like getting electrocuted. How's that sound? So that's how it is. You're electrocuted. You're like being awakened. All your switches are being turned on. And if you're weak, vulnerable, not in your power, it's going to fucking harm you. Okay? It's going to harm you, and it could actually put you in a massive mental breakdown where you're fragile for years. That's really important what you're saying. I think that everybody has to hear that because they experience a lot out there. Yeah, no, exactly. And it's messed up, you know? So what I love about when men have their shit, again, I'm pushing you back. I'm pushing you to this guy. Again, eyes underscore in on Instagram, Isa. Okay, go there. Okay, as a man, if you really want to learn how to be a man, he's your guy. He's incredibly powerful. He's married to an incredible, powerful high priestess. They just had a baby. He's got a beard. He's olive skin, dark hair, dark eyed, and he doesn't pull punches. He's very transparent about his own transformation and how his ego had to be cleaned up, and how his beloved cleans his ego up. She'll put foot to ass when she needs to, in a gentle way, and he will capitulate to her wisdom, not because he's afraid of losing him, but because her wisdom is right. She's good. She's good for him. They're perfect for each other. Okay, so they are the sacred divine union in action, and life has a way of blowing people up. Look at what happened to Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, a perfect example. Like, he bring that up because this was the last sacred, divine, eternal consorts in action. And look at what happened to them and how they were treated, maligned, attacked, separated, questioned. I mean, fuck, the apostles were jealous of her. They couldn't fathom why he wanted her by his side. They were jealous of the knowledge he was giving her. Let's say it's a parable. Let's say it's a fucking lie. It's still a story that shows the fracture of their divine union. Let's say it's a fairy tale by outside, nefarious, jealous, deviant, mostly, no offense, men. Men who were misogynists, who hated women, who thought women were nothing more than cattle to be bred upon. That was it. And I'm not angry about it because if you read my book Recall, I write, maybe I was one of these men. Most likely I probably was. That's why I'm back to fucking, right the wrong. I'm now a woman to say, fuck, I was a fucked up man. Let me right the wrong. But also, let's not forget, we right now have beautiful men walking the planet who are becoming the punching bags to the insanity of weak men. In other words, women are basically putting all men in a massive timeout. All men. And so men who are good, who are truly, truly good, are lonely. So when they cry on camera saying, I don't know what the point is, I don't know what's going on, I can't get out of bed. There was one particular guy who the point is, I don't know what's going on, I can't get out of bed. There was one particular guy who actually did self-delete. He had 2 dogs, and for a while those 2 dogs were keeping him alive. He was a bodybuilder, beautiful face, beautiful body, just a beautiful, everything you could give a man, he had, all the qualities. And he was a spiritualist. And when he said, I need help, people, instead of saying, dude, I'm here, like, call me, fuck, here's my phone number, like, call me, okay? People were saying, oh, it's okay, you'll get through it. We talk to men the way we would never talk to a woman crying for help. If a woman was crying and she said, I don't know, it's not worth it, many of us would reach out to her and go, listen, it's okay. I'll talk to you. I'll hold sacred space. Call me. Don't do anything crazy. Okay? I know how you feel. I've been there. But when men are doing the same thing, you know what they were? Oh, you're a pussy. Oh, you're fucking a coward. You fucking coward. Go ahead and do it. I mean, it's awful. It's the level of cruelty that men throw at men is making me realize that all of you good men that need sacred space, we're the high priestesses and we're waiting. We'll be here for you when you need us. I'm not kidding. And when Andromeda and I talked, we said we need to do a male circle. We need to do a man circle where they can I try to let other men do it, and none of the men would say. I've been trying to men to step up and fucking do it since 2022. None of them. They all dropped the ball. They're so overwhelmed. I don't know, man. I'm not ready. I'm still fucking. I've had so many men I've talked to begging them to fucking be and hold sacred space for men in support groups, that now I'll fucking be that man with my divine sister, Andromeda Flame. That's how pathetic it is. Now, if you don't want to work with me, I know for a fact that Isa at eyes_in, I think he has support groups. Fucking hit him up. Ask him, do you have support groups that are Zoom calls? Is it affordable? Ours will be $9.99 a month, and we will meet every weekend. Okay? And I'm not pitching or selling. Trust me, you're not paying my bills at $9.99 a month for 3 hours, 2 hours, once a week sessions. Do you really think I'm making money, or that Andromeda is? We're doing it because we're realizing that we have a fucking category 6 fucking hurricane, and men are not safe with men. It's gotten to this point now. And it started with sex. It started with weird, deviant fantasies, and then suddenly we're at the end of it's almost like going through the canal birth. We're going through the canal, like literally the cave, and we're coming out the other side going, holy fuck. This is what needs to happen now. Our groups are small, and put his name in the chat, please. It's eyes_in. Eyes_in. That's all it is. Just write it down. Text yourself. Okay? But does that make sense? This is what's happening. Okay? So I believe he is trying to work with men. I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't give a fuck if you can afford to do it. But we're going to make it affordable. You can go on my Patreon and sign up. I think I'm going to go ahead and add a men's group. I'm just going to put Ascension men's group, and you guys can sign up if you want to. If you don't, please find a men's group that really is going to help you support yourself so that you don't fucking take your life. It's that simple. Because the more you're going to wake up as you realize that this reality that we've been sold is a joke, it's a lie. And yeah, a good question is, what is the point? The point is to change the fucking machine. To hack out of the machine and to build new templates and to allow dissolution of old templates, old 3D patterns of masculinity, femininity, all of that needs to go. But I'm 3 fucking years I've waited for a man to say, yeah, Tony, I'll take the group. Fuck yeah, I'm running for that. No one ever, yeah, I'm fucking angry, never picked up the reins while I saw men who were influencers who I'd find out 6 months after, or 3, or even a week later, that they had existed, lived, and now they no longer did, because groups around them, what should have been followers who loved them. Like, I wish I'd known, like this particular guy I'm thinking about, it's been a year since he's been dead. But when I came across his information, I was like, I would have fucking reached out to him and said, please call me. Please, I'm begging you, please don't do this. Whatever it is, please don't do this. Do not do this. I had a young man who's been on the journey of the, what I call now the eternal consort journey, which is what you call twin flames. And he said, I'm not doing well. I go, call me. I kept calling him. He said, I will handle it. I will handle it. He texted me. That was his last text. And I have been trying. His phone is now dead. And I can't fucking reach him. And I have no idea if he's alive. And it would have been nice if I had had a group that he belonged to, where he could have fucking maybe connected with certain men who were not going to fucking play like they were such macho and I'm just so together and I'm such a man. No, a man that could have said whatever he needed to hear as a brother to a brother. And it will be women who teach and heal men. And it's ironic because I remember telling you guys the story more than once about the high priestesses who took warriors into their temples and fixed them bodily, fixed their wounds, their bones, set their, basically took care of their wounds, battle wounds, and then took care of their minds by taking walks with them, and then finally making love to them and sending them back to their families. I've told you this story again and again and again, and that was an ancient rite. And then I'm realizing nothing's changed. We will always be the ones who fix our warriors. We women are the force, the glue, the spiritual alchemy of fixing men. And all of you, go listen. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, if you constantly, I don't want to be a mommy, then go scroll on and block me. Fuck this. Do you really think that Mary Magdalene was Yeshua's mommy? And I'm hoping that when he was pulled down from that cross, that little liver spear supposedly that was there, when they speared his liver, that his mother, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene would have the alchemical powers and knowledge of Isis, healing herbs and chanting and Reiki, what do you call it, to heal him. Yeah, it's called mothering. It's called nurturing. It's funny how we've put down terms like, I don't want to be his mommy. Well, he doesn't want to be your fucking daddy your entire life. But here we are. We all need to learn how to nurture each other, help each other, build each other back up, and put each other back on the road of the path. It's going to have to happen, because if this continues, we're not going to make it. We're going to be talking about 5D until it'll be the 23rd century. We'll still be sitting around kitchen tables on new fucking systems of communication talking about New Earth. Good luck. I don't want to be part of that shit. And so everything that's been ripped out of us, kidnapped out of us, we need to fucking claim it all back. And it's not just from this incarnation, it's from past incarnations. That doesn't mean you have to remember it all. It means you have to fucking bring it back and say, this is mine, this was never yours. It's all fucking mine, and I take it all back. And we women are going to be the ones who fucking have these conversations, because clearly men aren't fucking doing it. You guys are talking about, I don't know, baseball in between, talking about beating your wife in between, drinking, over drinking or whatever. I don't know. What the fuck are you people doing? Why are men taking their lives and not, drinking, over drinking or whatever? I don't know. What the fuck are you people doing? Why are men taking their lives in numbers? That's the question you should ask yourself. Because if you're raising a boy, my beautiful sisters, if you have a boy you're raising, you better take what I'm saying seriously, because you don't want to get those news. You don't want to get the news. So you better raise your boy with really the best fucking transparent conversations of nurturing and love you can, whilst giving him a sense of being a little warrior, whilst still giving him various stories of great men and what made them great. And to be honest with you, all the great men, in my opinion, are ancient templates that I've yet to. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stories about wonderful men staying with their woman while she's having a double mastectomy and still wanting to make love to her. Stories like that, they're out there. Trust me, those men are out there. But the only stories we tend to hear is men who are cruel. I mean, cruel. And I'll tell you why. When men think it's a game to cheat on their wives, the most important person in your life should be your wife. I'm sorry. Is that okay for me to say that? Because that should be normal. And yet you're going to brag to your male friends that you're cheating on your wife with some bimbo. And none of your friends are going to tell you you're an asshole. They're going to congratulate you. When you trade your wife in when she's 45 for a younger model, a 20-year-old, and all your friends think you're amazing, some men literally can't live with that. One day they look in the mirror and they realize what a piece of shit they are, and they want out. They want out. There's at some point, pussy's not enough. I'm sorry, guys. It's not about how much you got scoring happening. It just isn't enough. It's never going to be enough. And there are men out there that are so pure that they can't fucking do this shit anymore, and you men are fucking failing them. You're the cause of them taking their life. It's you. It's your fucking fault. Because you, if you were a good friend, would say, she's a bimbo, man. She's going to take you for everything you got. She's the one. She's the one. You know, that girl over there. The girl that's a badass. The girl that fucking questions you. The girl that loves the fucking shit out of you. That's the girl. Not plenty of fish in the sea. You fucks. You're telling men it's plenty of fish in the sea? There aren't plenty of fish in the sea. I'll never forget. I had a Spaniard man who was my client, who wanted to know if a woman was a twin flame. This was like back in 2022. Beautiful man, said it himself, and I agreed. Beautiful Castilian, beautifully dressed, handmade shoes and clothes. Smelled good, looked good, clean as a whistle, a great lover. And finally he said, is she the one? I went, well, she looks like, it looks like this is serious shit. I don't see her as a twin flame, but I think she's a high-level soulmate or something like that. And he said, well, he said, oh, fuck. And I said, well, what's going on? He said, well, we're in separation. I don't know. He said, men look up to me. I don't know why. Men look up to me because they think I'm a playboy. I said, men look up to you because you're a playboy. Okay. And of course, I'm neutral. I have to be. That's my job. And he says, what do I do? I said, well, how many loves have you had? I mean, is she the first one that's ever, like blown your brains out in your heart? He goes, no. I went, oh, okay. How many? He said, 2. I said, wait, hang on. You let 2 women like that go? He went, yeah. I was young. I was crazy. There was so much pussy. And I went, okay. I mean, it's the Mediterranean. Girls are laying out topless. You go up to her, and before you know, you're in bed. And I said, let me tell you something about life. In life, you're lucky to have 1 love of your life. You might get 2, but 3 is the max. That's it. After that, you will have a conveyor belt of 18-year-old girls that all have great asses. That will be all you will ever have. You fucked up 2, and that's how I spoke to him. You better get that girl if she's still available. You better get that girl, kneel and fucking, because she's the one. She will be the only one who will love you. After that, as you get older and older, it'll be about what you can bring to the table. And that was our last conversation. We finished up the reading, and he went on his merry way. But I'll never forget him saying, they look up to me because I'm a playboy. And I said, that's a big responsibility. I suggest you do something about that. He goes, I will. I go, I hope you do. We have a fractured system that has harmed men because, you see, if he wasn't able to get that girl back, if he went back to her and she said, I don't trust you, man. Are you fucking kidding? Wait, hang on. It's taking a year for you to realize that I'm the one, and you thought I was going to wait for you? No, I'm actually dating other people, or I've met someone. I met someone, and I'm not putting my person and me's jeopardy, my life in jeopardy for your little whims. I don't trust you. You're a fucking playboy. And if he realizes he fucked up, the question would be at that point, because after a while, how many thighs can you sink into? How many lips can you kiss before you realize you really fucked up? The only thing that ever was going to look into your eyes and give one fuck about you, but with their whole entire being. When women love a man, they love that man with every cell of their body, every breath. There was a woman who lost her beloved. We were talking about heartbreak. It's a real thing when people die of a heartbreak. And she literally said, I read this recently, she said, I don't know how to breathe without him. And within an hour, she was gone. She was dead. When you meet a woman that's going to love you from head to toe, you better fucking cherish that shit because it's not coming back. And very few men, very few women will have 3 loves. There's this whole thing. The first love is when you were gone. The second love is when you're this. And the third love is when it's bullshit. I hate these stories. I know of people who are my clients who've never had a love. Not one. It's been a series of bad sex and disappointment. Some people are in their 60s. They've never had a love, much less one. So all these concepts of Kundalini, as if that's going to be, it's kind of like going, have you noticed how people keep going to fucking Mount Everest or the Himalayas to fucking climb the mountain, and while people are, there's literally bodies all over the place. You would think that they would go, what is it about me that wants to go to a place where most likely I'm going to see bodies, frozen bodies that no one can, it's not worth taking down anymore. Trash everywhere, shit everywhere. Maybe I should look at myself and go, what am I fucking trying to distract myself from? How many bimbos do you need on your fucking list? Why do you need that many? And this is actually normal. As a teenage girl or boy, you will see your worth through the eyes of a lover. It's normal. It's actually called growing up. But eventually, if you're a good man or a good woman, you'll realize, I don't give a fuck what these people see. I don't see my worth through their eyes. I look in the mirror and I see my worth through my own eyes. Thank you very much. I don't need you. I don't need adulations. I don't need you to chase me down the block to say, oh my God, I've never seen such a beautiful woman. I don't need all that. I don't need attention. I don't need anything. What I need is, I need my beloved to look at me like I'm something to be cherished. I only need one gaze upon me. No, I don't need 100 men's attention. I don't need 100 women's attention. There's something wrong when people actually find their worth through the gaze of strangers. You should actually look in the reflection if you're working out, if you're into the gym and you like to, feel, look in the mirror. How do you look to yourself? Would you fuck you? Yes. Well, then that should be enough. You're hot to yourself? Fantastic. That should be enough. That and the gaze of your beloved. And that's it. Oh, Tony, you're being really controlling. No, it's called respect, self-respect. You see, I've been doing this for a career for so long, and I've seen how people fuck shit up, fuck the most beautiful relationship, just fuck it up. I'm like, I don't understand. Why would they do that? Like, why? I've talked to women who left the love of their life. Literally, I remember when I was 31, I remember the first time I heard a woman saying, yeah, I left the love of my life. I went, hang on, what? I was like, what? She goes, yeah. Well, why? Why? I loved him too much. I understand, but why? I just, he made me crazy. I was crazy about, I just loved him more than I loved myself. You know why she left him? I'll tell you why. But it took me 20 years to figure it out. She left him because she never felt safe in loving him. She knew that if she stayed, he would fucking destroy her. And rather than do that, she had enough self-willpower and self-love to say, I'm getting the fuck out of here, because if I stay, I don't think I'll survive. And a woman would never do that unless she doesn't feel safe with that man. That's why she left. And then I started hearing stories again and again of women, literally women, packing their shit quietly and leaving the only man they'll ever love. Oh, they'll marry maybe somebody else. They might even have children with somebody else. But the only man they ever loved, they left. Because that man didn't know how to be a safe container, a safe space. Because he was under the 3D template, and literally she was always an option, and he always made her feel that way because he would never just commit and say, I choose you. I'm going nowhere. I'm not, no one can take me from you. If this relationship fucking is destroyed, it'll be because you and me, but it won't be from another woman. It won't be from my parents. It won't be because of my culture, my religion. It will be you and me that destroys this, no one else. That's why people love insanely, wildly, and still leave that person. That should make you think. I'll leave it there. Think about what I just said. Journal it. That should make you think. I'll leave it there. Think about what I just said. Journal it. Study it. Why would that happen? Why would someone do that? And why would the person being left not understand what they did to make that person feel so unsafe that they ran right out of that relationship? And sometimes it's not even what a man does. Typically it's a man that women leave like that, It's the fact that it was his energy. His energy didn't feel safe because even he didn't know what he wanted. And the woman, even a young woman, meaning 20 years old, 25, would feel that energy of, he's not ready. I don't know why I know, but I know. And what do men are, what men are infamous at doing? They don't marry their love of their life. They marry the woman because it's now time to marry. It's now time to settle down. And here's a chick that's in proximity, that's got good teeth, good eyes, and she's nice. And he marries her instead of marrying the love of his life. It's a chip. It's so fucking pedestrian bullshit that I want you to learn one thing from me. You can't fuck up this life. By marrying the love of your life, that's not a fuckery. That's joy. That's nectar. That's, my God, have the courage to fucking live an authentic life. An authentic life isn't being polyamorous or kicking rocks going, I don't know, man. I think I just want to fuck around for 20 years, 30 years. I know she is the best thing I'll ever meet. But you know what? I'm not ready. And I'm just, I talk to men. How they think about why they won't say yes to this, to clearly the best choice, the best match, a soul bond that goes back hundreds of thousands of years, if not even further than that, is because they are still working through a template that tells them that to be a bachelor and to fuck around is seriously more successful than choosing a divine consort. It's programming. And it programs fear for men to do that. Meanwhile, while they're engaged for fucking 10 years or dating for 2 or 3 years, who fucking does that? What are we, 12? We're dating at the 2-year mark? Are we okay here? There's a inability to just say, I don't know how long we got together, baby, but let's fucking do it. Let's fucking just suck the juice off this nectar. Let's do it and see where it takes us. Some people have had the balls to do it, and 50 years later, they die. It's like, you never know if it's going to work out. But I'll tell you one thing. If you want to enter the race of life, you kind of have to actually show up. You can't just sit in your couch waiting while you watch Netflix. It's funny how that works. If you actually want to be in the race, you got to get off the couch and fucking go in and go, baby, let's do it. I don't know, man. Do you think we could do this? Will we be together in the future? I don't know. I don't know if we'll be together in the future, but right now I know that you're the one. Then let's do it. What's wrong with that? Seriously. Is that wrong? To have courage to love? To have courage to just say, yes, I commit to you. I choose you. I choose you. I choose you. And men who are left, because that's the confusing thing for men. They'll go, well, if I was really the man for her, she would have never left me. No, dude, she left you because you've got a pivot head. You're fucking staring at pussy. You're chasing girls on Instagram, skanks, and you're fucking playing little man-boy games. You never made her feel safe. You never made her feel chosen. You never made her feel cherished. You never were Big Daddy when she needed it. You were always that little boy chasing your dick. So she left. It's that simple. And there are women like that too. There are women that always think that they're hot because they're never standing still. Also, the other thing that men love, and this is what They love damsels in distress. Oh my God, I twisted my ankle. Can you help me? I don't know how to change my gas. Oh, can you pump my gas? You like bimbos because you like to feel manly. The sad part is women who are powerful, they don't fucking need you, but they need you. And that, you know what they need from you, my friend? They need you to literally pat your lap and go, baby, come on my lap. Let's have a hug. They need you to draw their bath. They need you to feel you from behind as they're cooking. And you just literally let them lean against you. And you envelop them with your scent, with your hot breath on their ear. That's what they need. Strong, powerful women will have your back, and they will be such nurturing forces in your life. Bimbos are bimbos. Bimbos are what bimbos do. I'm sorry if that offends you, but you know who I'm talking about. You know who they are. And men will go and spend hours. They won't text you back. They will not text you back. You will ghost women that you know are smart, good for you, and you will spend time on Instagram looking at bimbos and liking their photo and commenting, and you'll see the text coming through on a woman you know is good for you, and you'll ignore it because God forbid this bitch in Florida has a great ass, and let me be one of 1,000 men to tell her she's hot. You fucking idiot. You've just turned your back on gold to look at fucking plastic. That's what I'm seeing. That's what, sorry. And so, yeah, we need a men's group because I mean, I have women literally going, but I don't, well, maybe he's busy. I go, wait, hang on. He's busy. How is he busy? You just saw that he liked this Instagram chick. The time it took him to make the comment and to like the picture is the time he could have taken to say, hey, I'm overwhelmed this week. Let's do next week. You're fucking with the wrong women. We already know you're not interested. I don't say we because I don't give a fuck. I'm not in the game. I'm out of the game. In fact, I never played this game. I was straight up with men. If I wanted to fuck a man, I'd tell him, you're hot. And I know you think I'm hot. So let's stop playing games. I want to get to know you, though, before we even consider this. And they would be in shock. I remember the first man, I'm going to tell you this story. He was flirting and just a stupid little boy. I mean, to be honest, it was in high school, so he was a boy, but that's not here or there. He was older than me. And he was all into me and this and that. And one day I said, I want you to take my virginity. And he was in shock. He was in absolute fucking shock. I figured, what's the problem? By the way, he never did. But what was interesting, what I learned at a 17-year-old, was how weak men are. How fucking, most men don't even know how to chase a girl. I actually have a client who's the son. His son is 22. And he was telling me, I'm just getting all these bimbos and bimbo. I go, well, let me ask you this. I said to him, do you chase women? He goes, no. What do you mean? Well, I know you're good looking, but are you telling me you're letting women fucking chase you? He goes, yeah, I don't ever have to ask a woman out. They always ask me out. I went, hang on, dude. Stop the press. He's 22. Good looking kid. And I said, you realize that the women chasing you are full of shit and they got problems, okay? I'm sorry, but I had problems. So I'm saying to you something that I know because I had problems. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just confessed, okay? I say girls that fucking chase men, they got, the women that are really solid are usually quiet ones and they're on the back. Sometimes they're the most beautiful women in the room and they're quiet. They're in the back. And so I told him, I need you to start pushing women away that are chasing your ass and start picking the one you really want and go up to her and ask her out. And see, he started doing that. So yesterday we had a session and I said, so how's that going? He goes, incredible. I go, what happened? He goes, they never say no. Well, no shit, the kid's good looking. So every woman he goes up to says yes, number one. And then he said something very interesting. I said, but how does it make you feel? Very masculine. Did you hear what I just said? Very masculine. Makes me feel like a man. Makes me feel hot, masculine. I go, yeah. What kind of women are you now meeting? He goes, they're good women. I go, there you go. There you go. When I stopped chasing men and I let them chase me, I had my shit together. When I stopped trying to push it, I figured I didn't care if the guy was doing, if a guy did eyes on me and didn't have the balls to come up and say, hey, what's your name? I didn't pursue. I'd be like, he's too weak balls to come up and say, hey, what's your name? I didn't pursue. I'd be like, he's too weak for me. If he doesn't have the balls to come up to me and say, hey, we were done. Done. And both men that ended up having long-term relationships with me, both made the moves first. They were man enough. Okay? So, strangely enough, it's working for him. He's getting to choose what he really wants. He's getting to vibe out the energy of a woman. He's checking her out, watching her move, and then going up to her and saying, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. You have the most beautiful eyes, or whatever, whatever little line he's using, who knows, right? But it made him feel masculine. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And he's pushing aside the toxic chicks that have problems. Like I did when I went up to that young man to say, hey, I want you to, it felt good to me because guess what? He left me the fuck alone. After that, he never spoke to me. He was like terrified. He was terrified of me, terrified. And he never spoke to me again. I swear to God. Swear to God. I graduated from high school and that was it. That was the end of that story. That's insane. But what was good is I cut it in the bud because it was a kind of a pain in the ass. Because everyone, oh my God, you should ask him out. Oh my God, he's into you. Oh my God. And it was like insane. It was stupid. It went on for a year. That's dumb. And every time I've done that, I did it twice in my life. One other time. It gave me the clarity I needed to push it aside and go, yeah, that was not it. That was not it at all. But every time I played the role, not played the role, but I was in my Shakti energy and the men came up to me and asked me, it was fantastic. I had a great time. Sometimes it lasted a week. And sometimes, in my case, it lasted 27 years and 14 years respectively. So, the thing about a man coming up to you and asking you out, if a man's a gentleman and he knows how to act, and you're also interested because you've been making eyes, you're giving them a signal, hey, I'm interested. Something I think a lot of men need to learn, when a woman gives you eye contact and smiles, it's saying, come over. But some men just come up to you like they own you. We know that story. Today's not the day to talk about that. I've talked about it before. But when you make eye contact and you're not man enough to do it, and I remember my brother, him and I used to talk about this, about how my brother would go up to the most fucking beautiful women and he always got the date. Always. He was 6'4". He was buffed. He had the body. He had the intellect. He was brilliant. And he knew how to talk. So if there's action going back and forth in chemistry going across a room, she's basically said, come over. But if she's ignoring your glance, probably she's not interested. It's really simple. And so the healing of our sexual roles, look, I didn't come into this incarnation to be a man. I did a whole live on why women become men. Just you might want to check it out on YouTube. But I didn't come here to be a man. I came here to enjoy my Shakti energy and to be as feminine as possible. And when I was with my beloved, I was so fucking feminine. I had men telling me, you're the most feminine woman I've ever met. Believe it or not. Because he made me feel good. He made me feel as if I wanted to be that sensuous, feline, gorgeous creature for him. Only him. And that's how a good man makes a woman feel. Even if and my beloved he had some really big fucked up parts, but he was able to still hold space for me. No one's perfect. I'm hoping that your generation, the following generation, your men will not be fucked up. Your men will not be addicted to shit. Your men will not be hiding from the shadows of sexual abuse. I hope that's the goal here. But if we continuously stop talking about it, if we continuously act like this is not appropriate conversation, then you're going to have more damaged men than ever. So far, what I'm seeing with porno, the internet, and these groper guys, these guys that are into men with long hair, men that play, and it's messed up because some of these men, these young men, are in very, very feminine energy, and they end up being playthings for these supposed straight men who are deviant as fuck. And I'm saying deviant because they're abusing these feminine men. And these feminine men are coming out. I'm following a couple of them to see what's being shared. They are being emotionally, physically, and sexually abused by these supposed straight men who are red pillars, who hate women so much that they're turning young men into feminine, desirous, and then still calling themselves straight. The confusion is so unhinged. I can't even fucking put it into words. It's actually, it's insane. And it should alarm you. But I have to go. I have a client in about, holy fuck, 9 minutes. And I want to send you so much love. And if you want to join, this is very important. Men are very soft now. Yeah, they're very soft. And that's why women are becoming men. I mean, it's fucked up. But we are going to be the ones. Oh, thank you. How sweet. We are going to be the ones who bring the healing to men. Okay? I that's it. There's no other way to say it. So, sending you much love on your journey. I have to run upstairs to my office, get ready for this client who's also dealing with her own trauma, her own shame, her own, and she's such an incredibly pure soul. I don't know how this woman is still a pure soul. I really don't. I'm in awe of her. Some of you guys, you become my clients. I'm in awe of you sometimes. You fucking teach me how to still be in joy and in trust. And I'll hear your stories and I'll go, holy fuck, how is this person still smiling and joyous and innocent like a little girl, little boy? I love this shit about you guys. And some of you are such poets in your souls. And some of you, you're just waiting to be birthed in your full power. But you first have to let go of shame and regret. Sending you much love on your journey. Namaste. I'll have